Watch this question before it's deleted from every platform. Press the like button immediately and watch until the end. Because Hawaii Senator Mazie Hirono asked Cash Patel a single question. And the 4 minutes and 8 seconds of silence revealed the biggest scandal in FBI history. 5,000 agents missing. 3 minutes ago, Hawaii Democratic Senator Mazie Hirono stood up in the Senate Intelligence Committee hearing and looked directly at Cash Patel. Director Patel, she said, her voice calm but sharp, "How many agents are currently working at the FBI?" It's a simple question. It was a routine matter, but Patel's face went pale in 3 seconds. Her lawyers whispered in panic. And for the next 4 minutes and 8 seconds, exactly 248 seconds, Patel couldn't say a word. Because the answer would reveal everything. 5,000 FBI agents missing, fired, resigned, or removed from duty. And no one, including Congress, knew why. Senate Intelligence Committee, the 8th of February, 2026, 3:34 p.m., FBI Annual Oversight Session, routine budget discussion, personnel numbers, operational updates. It was expected to be a boring, technical, standard session. But there was a blue folder on Mazie Hirono's desk. And Hirono is not the type to ask questions by chance. A former prosecutor, a constitutional law expert, someone who gets caught up in details, knows the numbers, and spots lies. Hirono spoke at 15:27. He dedicated the first 7 minutes to standard questions, budget allocations, cybersecurity programs, counterterrorism resources. Patel answered comfortably. Everything seemed normal. Then, at 3:34 p.m., Hirono opened the blue file. "Director Patel," he said, his voice changing. He was speaking more sharply, more focused. "I will ask you a very simple statistics question. I'm going to ask you a very simple statistics question." Patel leaned forward, still confident. "Of course, Senator. Of course, Senator. How many agents are currently working at the FBI?" Patel hesitated. "Just 1 second." But Hirono noticed. "Senator, the full count." "Approximately," Hirono interjected. "At the 1,000th place, it's sufficient. Enough at the bottom step." "Approximately. Around 30,000. "Wrong," Hirono said, cold and firm. Patel's face changed. He was in shock. "Senator?" "Wrong," Hirono repeated. She pulled a paper from the file. "This is the official report from the FBI Human Resources Department, dated the 1st of January 2025, before you became director. At that time, there were exactly 35,247 agents working at the FBI. Is that correct? Is it true?" Patel swallowed. "I need to confirm the exact number." "Don't verify. Listen," Hirono said. She lifted the second sheet of paper. "This is a report published this month, February 2026, by the FBI Human Resources Department. The current number of agents working for the FBI is 30,189. He stopped. He looked into the living room. 35,247 minus 30,189 equals 5,058. Director Patel, 5,058 FBI agents missing in the last 14 months. Where did they go? Where did they go?" The salon fell completely silent. The journalists stopped writing. Senators leaned forward. The cameras zoomed in. Patel's mouth opened. No words came out. 10 seconds have passed. "Director?" said Hirono. Patel looked at his lawyers. They whispered something. Patel turned to Hirono. "Senator, normal personnel rotation. 5,058 people?" Hirono's voice rose. "In 14 months? Is this normal, Director? Has 5,000 agents ever gone missing in FBI history?" Silence. 30 seconds. 45 seconds. "Director Patel, answer. Has there ever been a loss of 5,000 agents in 14 months in FBI history? Has there ever been a loss of 5,000 agents in 14 months in the history of the FBI?" "I need to check the statistics." "I checked," Hirono said. She held up the third document. FBI Historical Personnel Statistics, 1975 to 2025. 50 years of data. Highest annual loss, 2001. Post 9 11,847 agents. Retirements, resignations, transfers. Second highest, 2008, financial crisis, 623 agents. Second highest, 2008, financial crisis, 623 agents. He stopped. You lost 5,058 agents in 14 months. That's 6 times the 50-year record. And you call that normal staff turnover? And you call this a normal personnel rotation? Patel's face was covered in sweat. Senator, complex situations. No, Hirono interjected. Simple question. 5,058 agents. How did it go? Resignation? Dismissal? Removal from office? How did it go? Resignation? Dismissal? Removal from office? Silence. 1 minute has passed. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Hirono released the 4th document. Let me tell you how it went. The 15th of November, 2025. Subject: bulk personnel transactions. With your permission. Patel's eyes closed. Under Director Patel's directive, personnel in the following categories will be immediately reassigned. 1. Those who worked on Russia investigations in previous administrations. 2. Those who have worked on Trump investigations. 3. Those with access to the Epstein files. 4. Those who make public statements on climate change or social justice issues. 5. Those who openly or covertly oppose the director's policies. The hall erupted. Democrats rose angrily. Republicans seemed quietly shocked. Director Patel, Hirono said, her voice trembling with anger, you fired FBI agents en masse for political reasons, 5,058 people, because they investigated Russia, because they investigated Trump, because they saw the Epstein files. He removed the 5th document. And here's the proof. The lawsuit filed by the FBI Agents Association, the Union of FBI Agents, dated the 18th of December 2025, claim Director Patel wrongfully fired or forced 4,847 FBI agents to resign. Reason: political loyalty test, violation of the First Amendment. The case is ongoing. The case is ongoing. He produced the 6th document. And here is the common statement of 211 former FBI agents. They all went down as voluntary resignations in the last 14 months. But their real statements are different. With your permission, a few examples. Agent Sarah Mitchell, 18-year career. They told me, resign or be fired. Reason: you worked on the Russia investigation in 2017. I resigned. Agent Marcus Williams, 22-year career. I had access to the Epstein files. One day they came to my office and took my computer. The next day they asked if I resigned or was fired. I resigned. I resigned. Agent Jennifer Rodriguez, 15-year career. I was involved in the Trump investigation in 2020, 4 years ago. In 2025, Patel became the director, and 3 months later, I was unemployed. Hirono raised her head. 211 agents. They're all the same story. Resign or be fired. Director Patel, how is this a voluntary resignation? Patel was silent, completely silent. 2 minutes had passed. And worst of all, Hirono said, holding up the 7th and final document, who replaced these 5,058 agents? Patel's face turned completely white. FBI Human Resources Internal Report, January 2026, New Hires Analysis. With your permission, in the last 12 months, 3,847 new agents were hired. 87% of them were below FBI standards in their previous professional experience. 34% failed standard psychological tests, but were hired anyway. 62% are directly connected to the Trump campaign or the Trump administration. Hirono closed the case. Director Patel, you fired 5,058 experienced, professional, loyal FBI agents, and you replaced them with 3,847 Trump loyalists. 34% failed the psychological test, but you still hired them because they were loyal to Trump, because they were loyal to Trump. He stopped. This is not an FBI director. This is a private army. Trump's private army. Trump's private army. Silence. 3 minutes. 4 minutes. 4 minutes, 8 seconds. Patel couldn't say a word because every word would be an accusation. Every answer would be a confession. Hirono had the final word. I am presenting 3 requests to this committee. First, the full list of those 5,058 agents and the reasons for their firing should be presented to Congress. Second, Director Patel should be immediately removed from office for political purging. Third, those 3,847 new agents should be re-evaluated by FBI standards. The third, those 3,847 new agents need to be re-evaluated according to FBI standards. 15:52. Exactly 18 minutes. Mazie Hirono asked a single question. How many agents are working? And the answer? 5,058 missing agents uncovered a scandal. The video went viral instantly. Hirono exposes 5,000 missing FBI agents became a worldwide trend. If you watched this video until the end, you saw how the FBI was cleaned up. Don't forget to like and share your thoughts in the comments. 5,000 agents, a political purge, or a normal turnover? In 2 hours, the FBI Agents Association will hold an emergency press conference. Thank you, Senator Hirono. Everything she said is true. 5,000 of our colleagues were dismissed for political reasons. 5,000 of our colleagues were dismissed for political reasons. Within 4 hours, 847 former agents joint statement. The statements read by Hirono are about us. We are the 5,058. And we were all fired because we weren't loyal enough to Trump. And we were all fired for not being loyal enough to Trump. Within 8 hours, Washington Post investigation. 5,058 missing FBI agents, list by name. They published the first 200 names. They are all experienced, all professionals, all have worked on wrong investigations. Within 24 hours, the Department of Justice Inspector General, allegations of mass firings at the FBI are being investigated. Within 24 hours, the Justice Department inspector, allegations of mass firings at the FBI are being investigated. Within 48 hours, even 3 Republican senators criticized it. 5,000 agent losses are abnormal. An explanation is necessary. An explanation is necessary. Within 72 hours, Cash Patel resigned for personal reasons. Explanation: time with family. Truth: Hirono's only question. Washington Post: Hirono reveals 5,000 missing agents. The FBI's Trump purge. Hirono reveals 5,000 missing agents. The FBI's Trump purge. New York Times: one question, 5,058. Missing: how Patel cleaned up the FBI. CNN: Hirono's question exposed the FBI scandal. Thousands of agents fired for political reasons. Hirono's question exposed the FBI scandal. Thousands of agents fired for political reasons. El Guardian: Purgar el FBI. 5,000 agentes despedidos por la prueba de lealtad a Trump. It seems your message is empty. Could you please provide the text you'd like me to translate? 1 week later, Congress formed a special committee. Task: investigate 5,058 agents. Why was each of them fired? 2 weeks later, the first findings: 78% had worked on the Russia investigation. 45% worked on the Trump investigation. 34% have accessed the Epstein files. 23% were marked as having liberal views. 1 month later, 2,847 former agents filed a class action lawsuit to the FBI. Unjust dismissal. Each one demanded an average of $2 million in compensation. Total, $5.7 billion. ProPublica published detailed profiles of 5,058 agents. Asterisk, asterisk, dismissed. Agents, statistics, asterisk, asterisk, average experience, 14.2 years. 67% are senior agents. 10 plus years, 23% are from the FBI's most prestigious divisions. Counterterrorism, counterterrorism intelligence, Cyber 34% are specially trained. Bomb disposal, hostage negotiation, child protection. 45% received awards. Excellence certificates. Achievement awards. Asterisk, asterisk. Replacements, statistics. Asterisk, asterisk. Average experience, 2.1 years law enforcement. 47% have no law enforcement experience. 34% failed the psychological evaluation. 62% are connected to the Trump campaign administration. 12% have worked for Fox News or conservative media. The Atlantic interviewed 12 former agents. They all told the same story. Asterisk, asterisk, Agent Michael Chen, 19 years at the FBI. Asterisk, asterisk, I worked as an analyst in the Russia investigation in 2017. Just data analysis. In November 2025, 2 men came to my office. They told me, Patel is the director now. People like you are not wanted. Resign. We will write you a reference. If you get fired, you won't gain anything. The next day, I quit. My 19-year career ended in 10 minutes. Agent Lisa Torres, 16 years with the FBI. I had access to the Epstein files for file management only. I didn't even read anything. But in October 2025, my security clearance was suspended. They said it was a sensitive material violation. I asked for evidence. They said it was confidential. 2 months later, I was unemployed. 16 years, no disciplinary record, and I was done in a day. 16 years, no disciplinary record, and in one day, my job was over. Agent David Park, 21 years with the FBI. I worked for the FBI for 21 years in the counterterrorism division. I prevented 3 terrorist attacks. I received awards. But in 2020, I was assigned to the Trump investigation team, just logistical support. In January 2026, I was called into my office. They said, take early retirement or we will start a disciplinary investigation. Which disciplinary punishment? We cannot provide details. 21 years. And that's how it ended. These stories have been repeated thousands of times. 5,058 times. Hirono requested a second session. Title: The FBI's missing 5,058 agents. Who is responsible? The second session was held 3 weeks later. This time, Hirono called 8 former agents as witnesses. They were all alive, with their faces uncovered, and they were witnessed by name. The most striking testimony came from Ellen Rodriguez, former head of the FBI Counterterrorism Division. My department consisted of 840 agents, the most elite FBI unit. In November 2025, Director Patel called me to his office. He said, "How many people on your team have worked on the Trump investigation?" I said, 47. He said, "Dismiss all of them." I said, "On what grounds?" He said, "No justification is needed. Do it." I said, "I can't do it. It's against the law." He said, "Then you go too." The next day, I and my 47 agents were dismissed. The 840-person department staff fell to 340 inches 2 months. The department staff of 840 people decreased to 340 within 2 months. And Hirono? She tweeted simply, "I asked a single question. How many agents?" Answer, 5,058 missing. Now I ask this, who is responsible? And when will they be held accountable? Don't forget to subscribe because the stories of those 5,058 agents are coming out in the next videos. You'll see who they were and why they were fired. 18 minutes, one question. 5,058 missing agents. 4 minutes and 8 seconds of silence. Mazie Hirono asked, "How many agents are working?" Cash Patel couldn't answer. Because the answer would reveal the largest FBI purge. And sometimes, all it takes to ask the right question is courage. Not complex interrogation, not aggressive tactics, just a simple, straightforward, unavoidable question. How many agents are working? Answer, 5,058 missing agents, and each one left because they weren't loyal enough to Trump.